this, but I wanted to talk a little bit about mindful eating. It's an experiment that I did in a pretty sort of low key way, starting last September. And I thought, I was feeling a little bit frustrated about how I felt and how about my weight, and so I thought I just want to do something healthy, and I don't want to go on some big diet or do something extraordinary. So I put my scale away. And I did just a little teeny bit of reading about mindful eating. I found a thing on Harvard Health. So you want to get something responsible, right? So Harvard Health's website. And so what I did was I thought, okay, what's the purpose of eating? The purpose of eating is to enjoy it, to be satisfied, to nourish your body. And so I started thinking, okay, what am I putting in my mouth? What am I eating? And my diet's actually pretty good, but I think I was eating way too much. So I decided to concentrate on that. And so I sort of made some rules for myself, which were only eat when you're hungry. Like, don't eat when you're bored. So I think that, a lot of people do boredom eating where, it's the evening, you're watching a movie, let's get some popcorn, or, stuff like that. You're at a reception or somewhere with other people and there's food, so you eat it. And so I started thinking, every time I put something in my mouth, am I hungry or not? And then as I ate dinner, I started with a small portion. And then I just said, I'm going to eat exactly what we planned on eating. But every few bites, I tried to take smaller bites, chew them, enjoy them. And then every 3 or 4 bites, I would say, am I still hungry? And if I'm not hungry, I stop. And then I take the rest of that food and I don't deprive myself of it. I just eat it at another meal. And so I found that I'm eating less food, but I'm still really enjoying it and I'm still full. And I even did it at Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, which are meals where I historically have to roll over to the couch and lay down because I'm feeling uncomfortable. And after Thanksgiving dinner, I felt great because I enjoyed that turkey. I enjoyed the stuffing. I enjoyed all the things, but I didn't eat so much of it. And so like when we go to a restaurant, and most restaurants give you 2 or 3 times as much as you need to eat. So no matter how wonderful it is, you can still enjoy it. But I would just automatically know I'm going to be taking a lot of this home, eat until I feel full and stop, and then eat the rest for lunch at work the next day or whatever. So after I did this for about 5 months, I took out the scale and I had lost 25 pounds. And I knew that I had lost weight because my pants are really, sort of a little bit loose. But it was great because I didn't really try that. I didn't try to lose weight. I just tried to eat mindfully. So I didn't change my diet, and I didn't, the only thing I changed was recognizing that I should eat when I'm hungry and not eat when I'm not hungry. So, and that's my words of wisdom to everyone today. I hope that that's something that you'll be able to do too.
Wow, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your experiment with mindful eating and the fabulous results that you have had with that experience. I think that it's amazing that it made such a big difference in your life with just being more mindful of when you're eating and why. And yeah, great advice. You're a great example of it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to the stretch portion today. So Lisa, you can have camera on or off, totally up to you. I'll spotlight my video. But let's have everybody get up, find yourself some space. Maybe you've developed a little tightness over the week from work. Okay, so let's start with a few deep breaths with a little movement. So take a big inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, just hinge partway forward, hands come to your thighs. And let's do that 2 more times. Big inhale up. And exhale, fold. 1 more time. We could call this mindful movement with a leader because that's really what we're doing too. Okay, go ahead and come all the way up to standing. And we're going to take the left leg and you cross it behind the right leg. And then take a big inhale, reach the left arm up and over and stretch. And then release the arm, step the leg forward, and then we'll do the other side. So right leg goes behind, big inhale, right arm reaches up and over, big side stretch. And we'll just keep doing that, alternate sides. You can go at your own speed if you want to hold it a little bit longer. Feel free to do so. I find those muscles like right above the hip bone, man, you don't realize like how tight they can get from all the sitting we're doing. Let's just do one more each side. Just remember to use your breath in there. All right, let's come back to the center. Feet just hip width, narrow hip width apart is fine. We're gonna take arms into goalpost arms and take elbows in, pull your shoulder blades apart, squeeze your elbows together, and then big inhale, pull your elbows back, lift your chest. We'll just do that a couple more times. So maybe add a little rounding to the back as you come forward now. And then as you reach back, maybe lift the chest a little bit more. You could even look up at the sky. So we're adding those little cat-cows, but it's mostly on your upper spine, your thoracic spine. So we're kind of keeping the lower spine out of it for now. Okay, now reach fingertips forward, round through the back, pull your shoulder blades apart. We're gonna hold this a little longer. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, press your palms away, look down at the ground, and maybe start to reach your hands down towards the floor. Keep pulling the shoulder blades, and then as you start to reach up, take a big inhale. So arms go way up, and reach back a little bit, and big exhale, reach forward. Just going down as far as you feel comfortable with. And let's reach up one more time, all the way up. And then release your arms down to your sides. Okay, shake the arms out a little bit. You can do a few reverse shoulder rolls. And then a few forward shoulder rolls. And then go reverse again. All right, let's take our hands, place palms together. And then you're going to point your fingers at your chest. Keeping fingers together and palms together as much as you can. Maybe start to pull the hands away from your chest. They might not get very far. So just stretching the forearms a bit. And then bring the hands up. And then we're going to point the fingers down at the ground. Push the back of your hands together. Point your fingers at your chest. And then start to pull the hands away. You'll probably be able to get further in this position. And then interlace fingers, fists, and then just do wrist circles. One direction, and then go the other way. All right, go ahead and release arms. We're going to take the right leg forward with the toes up. Reach forward as you push your hips back, and then stand up and roll the arms down as your feet come together. Okay, let's do left leg forward, reach forward, stand up, pull the arms down, step your feet back together. Let's do it again, right leg, pull it down, and last one on this side. Okay, keep arms up in your goalpost arms. We're going to press the palms down and back, and then just rotate. So all the pivoting is at the shoulder joint. Work within your own range of motion. And then as you do this, make sure your chest isn't rounding. So we keep our spine really tall and still. All the movements at the shoulder joint. Okay, release arms, relax your shoulders. Now let your head hang forward for a breath or two. And then lift the head back up, and let's do a little something with our legs. We haven't done anything really with them yet. So take legs nice and wide, and we're gonna go hips side to side. If that's too much stretch on your inner thigh, then you'd bring your feet a little closer together. If it's not enough, you could take your feet further apart. Just adapt to what you need today. Might get some popping in there as well. Go ahead and hold to the left. We're going to keep the right hand on the leg and left hand's going to go to the hip as you rotate your chest open. Take a big breath here. And then both hands down and let's switch sides. Left hand stays on the thigh, right hand goes to the hip and rotate the chest open. And then come back to the center. We'll bring our feet in together. I'm gonna do a hip stretch. So grab onto something for balance here if you would like. We're just gonna shift our weight into our left leg and then right ankle's gonna come up and cross over. And start to push your hips back. You can use your hands to support you on your leg. Just notice how that right hip's feeling. Because when we go to do the other side, I want you to be able to compare if one hip feels different, feels tighter. Okay, let's stand all the way up. Release the foot. Let's go to the other side. So make sure you feel nice and stable and anchored before you reach the leg up. Hips go back. And now notice how this hip feels compared to the other side. All right, let's stand all the way up. Hands on hips. We're gonna just do some pelvic tilt here. So all you're gonna do is tilt your pelvis forwards, your tailbone goes back, and then you're gonna reverse it. So pelvis forward and back. And then try and find somewhere kind of right in the middle where you feel like your pelvis is just totally neutral. And then from here, we're gonna do hip circles. Going to one side, one direction. And then go the other way. Okay, let's do a big reach up to the sky. And then fold forward all the way to the ground. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like. Reach up to the sky. And reach all the way down to the ground. We're going to pause this time, folding forward. And you can just sway your hips a little bit side to side. And then let your legs relax. And now sway your head, your upper body side to side. And then use your hands on the front of your legs to walk yourself all the way back up to standing. Okay, you guys are all done. Thanks for joining today and have a great weekend.